Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the YouTube Editor's Perspective Podcast. All right, sorry about last week not recording an episode. It was a combination of I'm really busy. It's my last week of summer classes, exams, and stuff like that. Proceed was off busy getting drunk.
Oh, ridiculously drunk.
With Kevin, who was back from the Navy for a few days, and then I'm not sure.
Ridiculously drunk.
I'm not sure what the comp bros were doing. But anyways,
we were here. We were waiting for you.
I'm pretty sure DA was having it his way, and BG was drinking some Starbucks.
I don't like Starbucks. I've never had a Starbucks coffee in my life.
It's not good.
I went there once. I was waiting in line. I was super early for work, and she came up to me like, "What do you want?" I was like, "I'm just looking at the menu right now." I looked at that menu. I was like, "I don't want anything from this," and I walked away. I've never had a Starbucks coffee in my life.
He's too cool for Starbucks.
It's too mainstream.
He's so hipster that he doesn't like Starbucks. Oh my god. Anyways, so what we are doing this week, it's just the comp bros, Proceed, and Lone. But, yes, I'm speaking in third person, whatever. But, anyways, we are going to be doing a blockbuster movie episode talking about a lot of the big releases that have come out in the year so far. Warning, this is going to contain a shit ton of spoilers. If you don't want the movies ruined, do not listen to this episode. That is my one and only warning. Alrighty.
Also known as get the fuck out.
Pretty much.
We should probably put little time codes on here for the YouTube.
We'll put image bumps, too, for the YouTube people who don't really listen that well.
You don't hear right.
God, that requires work, people. Why are you doing this to me?
I know. Time codes.
Look at that masking video I did. I can do work.
Please work. Who are you kidding? That was like, I did that back like 6 years ago.
I've seen no proof.
while I
I've
was
seen
having
no
sleep.
proof. Right now, I am the king.
I could do that drunk and half asleep. You, by no means.
But it'd only be 30 seconds.
Gotcha.
You know what?
Nobody would ever see it.
You know what? Yomacan. You know what? Yomacan. That's all I'm gonna say. Yomacan.
It was just there. But anyways, let's get on.
No. You just keep. No, that's it. I'm done now. I'm done hearing this. I'm all right. I'm gonna do this.
I'm sick of this noise.
I'm done. I'm tired of this noise. It's the truth. All right.
All right. So, anyways,
I'll play this game. Game on.
No, my name is the Lord.
Oh, don't start me. Don't start me. Don't start me.
Right,
Lone knows where that will go.
Topic. All right. So
Lone knows where that will go.
We'll kind of start early year, which there's a few things here. I know pretty much the big one that Proceed saw in the early year was The Gray, which I still haven't fucking seen yet. I need to see it really bad.
It's a good movie.
I just hear too many mixed reviews to actually
It's really good.
Times. I hear that's more of a survival type thing as opposed to, him just sitting there battling wolves.
No, to be honest, when you watch that movie, it's one of those rare movies you can actually watch nowadays and be immersed in it. People nowadays, they go to movies for that selfless gratification. But if you want to go to see an actual movie, like shit that you can actually dive into and enjoy, The Gray is one of them. You can just sit there and completely lose track of all time. I walked in there. When I walked out, I thought it was like next week. I thought I actually went through the days and weeks with this guy. I was like, okay, where's the snow? Where's the snow?
Well, it's January. There probably was snow outside.
Yeah, there actually was, but not. I wasn't buried in it by like 6 feet. But I mean, it really was. It was that good. And at the end of the movie, when I go to the movies, even subconsciously, I would sit there and be like, okay, I know what's gonna happen. All right, this is gonna lead to this. All right, this is gonna happen. With this movie, I sat there and watched it, and I can actually just let go and just enjoy it. I enjoyed every last bit of it. There was crap tons of foreshadowing, but I just sat back and enjoyed every moment. It's entertainment at its purest. So if you haven't seen it, go for it. Definitely see it. Stop listening to me now because I don't know who else hasn't seen it but me.
Nobody.
Not yet.
None of you have seen it. All right, then I'm not going to ruin it. Really, I'm not going to go into details about it. Just that when you see the trailer for it,
he teabags a wolf.
Yeah. I mean, but the movie it does have its scenes where it's gory. It does have its scenes where it's a little slow, but it's all for a reason. And you realize that at the end that every little bit of it made sense in its own way.
Okay.
So definitely, The Gray is one of those cinematic things you really just you have to see.
Yeah.
What would you
I
give it?
Out
I'd
of 10.
I'd give it a 8.5 or 9.
Okay.
I wouldn't give it a 10 because, like I said, at some points there are slow points that didn't need to be there, but you can easily overlook it. But I have to give it an 8.5 or 9 out of 10. I'm in between.
How about an 8.75 then?
Yeah, I
That's
give it.
getting too technical. Then you get into
No,
fractions
no,
and
you
decimals.
No,
you
and-
no.
do two, you do
If you want to put it that,
0.25.
if you want to put it that way,
I'll
I can give it
figure
that. I can give it that and not really
Yeah.
have a big problem with it.
All right. I have not seen a whole lot of movies more in the early year. Like, it's pretty much the first big movie I saw was into March. So is there anything before that DA, BG, you guys saw?
The Devil Inside, movie about a girl. Her mom apparently killed a bunch of people while an exorcism was going on, and there's all this stuff about she was being possessed, and that's what made her kill. She's in a psychiatric ward in some British hospital now, and the kid is
It was
grown
in
up.
Rome.
Rome, was that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kid's grown up. She wants to investigate what actually happened during this exorcism, and if these exorcisms are real or if her mom is just crazy. And that's basically the movie. She's going through this. She's figuring out these exorcisms while
Talking to priests, checking out exorcisms herself.
this movie got a crap ton of bad reviews. It's not bad. It's just boring.
It's not good, but it's not bad.
It's so. I would give
Not
it
a lot could be said. It's not memorable, is what it is. It's just a lot. It's like a lot of exorcism movies. It's got a lot of good scenes, but overall, it's just like, you
and
know.
it's that found footage stuff where somebody's always behind the camera. I'm starting to get tired of that. I liked it in Chronicle and I liked it in Cloverfield. I haven't liked it in anything else pretty much.
And I'm sure the ending also.
Oh yeah, this ending piss. I'm sure it would piss people off. What would you give it?
65.379244.
I'm right there with you. I would give it a 6.5. It's above average, but it's nothing you would. I wouldn't.
It's nothing. It's nothing to run out.
I wouldn't-
And see. If you catch it on FX or something, hey.
HBO. If you're already subscribed to a channel, go ahead. Chronicle. Yes, this movie was
Great
so
movie.
good. We saw this movie in theaters twice. We never do that.
Hardly ever.
I can't remember the last time we've done it.
I've seen Harry Potter 4 twice in the theater, Avengers, and that pretty much.
A complaint I heard about it. I haven't seen the movie, so I'm not trying to be.
Sure.
How
Go
could
ahead.
you not see the movie? Come on, Lone.
I'm
I
sure.
play too many games, dude. That's just my problem. But anyways, is that for every scene they had to establish why the camera was there. Almost
Not
every
really.
scene.
Not really. They didn't have to establish because they established it early.
And
They had to figure out ways to you know,
incorporate cameras.
Yeah.
But they didn't have to say, "Oh, that's where the camera is."
or
It's-
the camera is here because today is my birthday and I want to check. No, they didn't do anything like that.
he's so powerful. He subconsciously controls the camera, and he wants to document his life and all these changes he's
and
going
the
through.
evolution of his powers.
Yeah. So yeah, the camera's flying around and stuff because he's just subconsciously controlling it.
Okay.
This movie was probably my second favorite movie of the year so far.
Definitely mine.
I would give this an 8.5.
I'd go 9.
You go 9.
I was expecting it to be good, but I wasn't expecting it to be that great.
The only reason I won't give it anything higher is because I didn't like the death of
that one character.
I would have loved for it to be some type of action thing where he's actually trying to help or something
Yeah.
instead of just bam, he's dead. And there wasn't a lot of action when you stop to think about it.
It was more of
it's
it was
a
more
small
of a
complaint.
study on that guy's character.
I understand that. It is a small complaint. I also do not like that female character with her camera. Why was she just in front of the door? And that was just to get a different point of view, and it was kind of stupid. I saw Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance.
Nicholas.
How was that?
No need to sound so excited.
I liked the way he said that, kind of like a pedophile creeper. Like, how was that?
How was that?
It
Oh,
it
yeah.
was
I mean, I saw the first Ghost Rider, and
the first Ghost Rider was bad in a good way. Like it was just kind of bad, but you just have fun watching it. Like this Ghost Rider
cheesy
looks
thing.
crap. Yeah.
I didn't
Nicolas
have
Cage.
fun. I took a girl on a date to see that movie, and I was just like, this movie
She
is
never called
shit.
me again.
The whole thing with that was Nicolas Cage always wanted to play a superhero. He got a lot of control with the script and the directing, just because he was so excited.
He even tattooed Ghost Rider on his
Yeah,
body.
ridiculous.
So Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance. There's one thing I really liked with this movie, and it's in the beginning, he's really trying to keep the Ghost Rider from coming out, and you see flashes of the Ghost Rider on his face, like he'll be yelling at some dude, and you'll see his eyeball missing, and you'll see this Rider's skull, and his jacket will start smoking, and he'll get flames every now and then. Crazy Nicolas Cage, but then they just instantly stop that. They don't know what they want to do with the kid. If they want to make him the actual son of the devil, or if he's just some innocent child with powers. The mom is. This movie was terrible. I would not recommend anybody go see this movie. It's below average. The best thing about it is the Ghost Rider himself, but there's a scene where he pisses fire.
Oh, trailers.
He's just like, the kid is just like, hey, do you pee? How do you pee? Is it fire? He's like, why don't you see? And he leans off over the side of
Look
the
at
truck
my penis.
and he just pees fire. I would give this movie a 4. It has moments where it's just kind of so bad you just kind of laugh, but I wouldn't recommend going to see it. 1,000 words.
This is gonna be a surprise.
This is gonna be a surprise.
That Eddie Murphy movie where he can only say 1,000 words and then he dies. You guys see the trailers, hear about that, anything?
I heard about it.
Okay,
Didn't care at all.
the only thing I didn't like about this was this lack of focus. It didn't know what it wanted to be, a new age film.
Little happy, sometimes very comedic slapstick, and then switch to sad.
And then it just switched to the heavy drama, especially with his mom. Every time she came on, it was just sad.
All in all, it was one of our 3 crap movies that we watch every now and again. We just pop on 3 crap movies. It was not a bad movie. I enjoyed the movie.
That's
Surprising.
the best thing I could say. I enjoyed it.
Yes, it was enjoyable.
I wouldn't call it quote unquote a really good movie, but to just sit down and watch it, I was like, hey, this is surprisingly good. Like when we do our bad movies, we'll book them as the least terrible we'll watch first and the most terrible we'll watch last. That got 1,000 words was the last movie we watched. It was above Grown Ups, okay? And Grown Ups was terrible. And it turned out to not be that bad. I would give it.
I want Adam Sandler to get testicular cancer. I'm saying that now.
Wow, wait.
Honestly. Honestly.
That's harsh.
Okay.
After all of his movies, I want nothing but bad things for him.
I would give this movie a 7.5. I mean, not a 7.5, 7.25.
In a case of testicular cancer, apparently.
I didn't say that, DA.
No, not
What would you
Eddie
give
Murphy. Not Eddie Murphy.
What would you give the movie?
Adam Sandler.
What would you give the movie?
I like Eddie Murphy.
What would
still.
you give the
I'll give
movie?
him. I give Eddie Murphy chances. Adam Sandler, man, he can.
What would you
he
give
finds
the
a
movie?
lump. Seriously, 7.5. Yeah, 7.5. It was a good movie. I enjoyed it.
Anybody?
Wait, we're rambling. Do you guys want to talk about a movie?
Yeah, actually, because I'm looking at your list. I'll talk about the Hunger Games since you're in March right now, so I'll jump into that.
Oh, God.
Talked about this a little bit in one of our last movie podcasts, but it's a very, very faithful adaptation from the book, which I enjoyed a lot. Helps that they had the actual writer of the book as a screenwriter. A couple of the complaints that I saw on just what people were saying is it had the very, especially in the beginning, the very Bourne-esque shaky camera.
Oh, shaky cam, yeah.
Shaky cam and stuff like that, which I don't mind. It switches things up a little bit here and there.
Long,
But,
not the
I do have something I'd like to say about it when you're done, Lone.
Okay, but overall, I thought it was a very good movie.
What would
Alright.
you give it?
Probably like my second favorite of the year, at least of the big blockbusters that I've seen.
What would you give
Second
it?
favorite. Interesting.
Like 8.75.
Okay, sounds
Alright.
good.
I'm just gonna throw this one out there. Basically, two of my really good friends, Joe and Brett, are massive Hunger Games fans. They've finished all 3 books.
Yep.
But both of them have opposing views of the end of the books. So I mean, yeah, Brett went into a complete comatose depression about the end of the book, hating it completely, and Joe was just in a solemn acceptance of the end of the books. So, but both of them both agreed that this movie really did the book total justice, which you really don't see often done
Yeah,
in
that's
most of
it.
movies. I mean, it could have gone really good, or it could have gone Aragon.
Yeah. Well, Aragon did not really follow the books all too well. At least, or actually, let me
follow the book.
Let me rephrase that. There's a few things here and there that did change up. I think it was on the count that could have been like the director and stuff like that, but they probably needed about another 45 minutes with that movie. But anyways, that's a past movie. But yeah, like this with the whole thing of it being faithful, I think it helped that they actually had the screenwriter as had the writer of the book as a screenwriter.
Everyone's kind of worried about this change of director though for what is it? Mockingbird? What's the next one?
The next one is Catching Fire.
Catching Fire, then Mockingbird, right?
Mockingjay.
Whatever. I don't care.
I didn't know that. Yeah, that could be a issue. But yeah. Anything else on through March? You guys BGDA?
I saw 21 Jump Street. Anybody else?
Nope.
It's
the next big movie I saw was Avengers. So
it's very tongue in cheek. It's weird. Like one point in the movie, their boss, one of the lieutenant or whatever, is like, we're sending you guys into this high school. All these kids do is recycle drugs from the 70s, and that's all they know how to do. You get these videos that are just remakes of 70s stuff, when 21 Jump Street in itself is a remake of one of the old shows. Surprisingly, this movie was very funny to me. I was surprised by that. Looking at the trailers and everything, I thought it was just going to be terrible. The action, the last chase scene, it's okay. There's some very weird parts with it. And the grown men going after teenage girls.
Nothing wrong with that.
It's weird.
No, it's not.
There's some genuinely really funny scenes, but I don't know if some of them are just like shock funny, sort of like what The Hangover 2 was doing, where it's just like it's almost a jump scare, but in a comedy setting. So overall, I would give this movie 7.75. It's something to watch if you want a laugh. I didn't see Pirates Band of Misfits, so this is DA.
I saw it. It's a good movie. I really like British humor. That's my thing. British humor.
They are funnier than us.
They are. It is the funniest humor in small doses. You can't really watch them straight up, especially when you can't understand them too well. But I really
speaking Cockney.
Yeah. Freaking Alfred. Stupid weepy Alfred.
We'll get there. Don't scrunch up your face.
Master Wayne.
Don't scrunch up your face already. We're getting there.
Every scene he had to end by crying.
Continue.
Master Wayne. I had a dream for you.
DA, shut up.
We're on Pirates Bands of Misfits.
Okay.
This is amazing.
It was claymation, which was the animation was pretty good. You know, it was rather smooth. You know, the Wallace and Gromit Chicken Run people did it.
I thought it was them.
Yeah.
I thought that's what it was.
I saw it in 3D, which since I have a really crap eye, I can't really see out of one eye. 3D usually doesn't work too well for me, but this one worked. The 3D was very good. It was funny as crap, as good as I can say. Some parts was a little childish humor because, you know, of course it's for children, but I really liked it. Good story and all that.
It's not over the top childish humor like Spy Kids 4D.
I give it
but
an
it's
8.
just pissing and farting.
An 8.
An 8. Okay. We're on the Avengers.
Oh boy.
I actually wanted to briefly just mention, just
Sure.
because we passed over it, the 3D remakes
Lost away.
and what we think of them.
I think they're cash-ins. What else can you say?
Exactly. That's what I mean. I really agree with that too. Like Titanic. I mean, that's just freaking James Cameron. He's like, you know what? It worked. You know what? I did it so awesome in freaking Avatar. Just remake Titanic.
But
Let's
it's post-conversion 3D, so how can they even?
make another couple billion. Why not?
The only 3D re-release that I saw was Lion King. That was mainly because I haven't seen it in theaters, and it was nothing. There was a few scenes, where a bird comes up to the screen, but mostly it was just like grass on the edge of the screen. Just kind of you could tell they added it in, so it kind of poked out at you. That was about it.
All right. But yeah, I think it was like Star Wars, I'm not mistaken,
It's
made
Star
over $1 billion. It made over $1 billion.
It's
So
Star Wars, it's
They could only
Titanic, and it's Beauty and the Beast. If I remember.
Oh, are we talking about 3D now?
they're doing Nemo as well.
Yeah, Finding Nemo was a part of that as well.
I mean,
To be honest, I wouldn't say I have a problem with it. I mean, it's basically
I
just
do.
marketing. It's
do.
marketing. It's marketing. It's whatever.
It's the way to get money.
Exactly. This is to be expected. It's basically the same. It's recycling just with films. It's really
Why-
they
if
do.
you
They
don't
hold on.
have-
No,
if
no, 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 stop. They do it all the time, especially Disney. Every time a new format is released, they repop. They throw
comes out
out
of the
every
vaults.
movie again on the new format. When it was VHS and moved to DVD, all of a sudden, oh, it's out of the vault and on DVD, and then Blu-ray, oh, it's out of the vault and on Blu-ray, and whenever the next thing is, oh, it's out of the vault and on Psychic floppy disk. I mean,
if you really think about it too, Star Wars, for example, Phantom Menace.
Ugh.
Like, it's pretty much, the movie's already been made. I'm guessing it didn't take that much money to convert it into 3D.
It
Lucas made...
It takes like
What?
10, 15, 20 million.
Yeah, you spend
And Lucas made $1 billion on it.
Genius.
So that was a
People will
lot.
come and see it, no matter what.
That's the thing. I don't have a problem with them doing the post conversion 3D and all this crap. I have a problem with the consumers going to like, we want more of this. You've seen the movie already. Is something popping out at your face really worth 18 more of your dollars?
They added what was it, 15 minutes of extra scenes to Avatar, and people went to go see it for another 250 mil right in James Cameron's pocket. Yes.
God,
yes.
Avatar.
But yeah.
Pocahontas in
This is another
space.
That's another person for the testicular cancer
But
list.
yeah. So now we'll continue on.
You realize he's making 2, but it's been delayed till 2015.
Yeah, thank goodness. Hope he drops dead before the end.
He's actually
Goes to visit the Marianas Trench again, and just something
he's
goes
making
wrong.
2 and 3 back to back, and he's already got plans for a 4th one.
Matrix.
Or Lord of the
Back
Rings.
to
But
the future.
anyways, let's go on to what I'm guessing is the consensus best film of the year so far for all of us. The Avengers.
I think that movie is the greatest thing to come out this year.
Yes.
Oh, it's
I would say in
beyond
the
a
last
doubt.
5-10 years, honestly.
I mean, that was
It's
just
amazing.
pure perfection.
That
The set, pretty much, they did, all the chips fell the right way when they were pretty much leading up to this. Where they're just pretty much, they made Iron Man, they're like, all right, maybe we can make this Avengers thing happen. So they just kind of kept throwing the chips out there and seeing what would happen. And then they just all fell and they hit the fucking jackpot.
And the best thing about it is all the movies that were leading up to the Avengers were either good to great, and that made people want to see it. They got them amped up.
Exactly. And then just Joss Whedon did. A lot of people were concerned because they didn't get what's his face from Iron Man. Why can't I think of the director's name? Let me look it up. But Joss Whedon, I mean, he has been good with star-studded cast. Like he did Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and that had a lot of big had a lot of big TV names and stuff like that. Speaking of which, what do you guys think of the Iron Man 3 suit? Have you seen it?
Yes.
I
Oh
don't
my god,
like
yes. I like it.
It's
you-
kinda
I don't like
weird
it.
to me.
Have
What's
you-
it modeled after?
That's the what's it called armor from Iron Man armors. Looking at it right now, I know this.
Iron Man.
I know this. It's from I already know the whole plot they're going for already, basically because I've read the comics. But just where is it?
Jon Favreau. There we go. That's the director's name.
No, armors. Damn you. I don't know this armor.
Darn you thing I depend on every day.
Internet, you're failing me.
But anyways, going still back to it, just literally just the comedy, the action, the acting, the directing, just everything.
The last
works.
30, 45 minutes.
That scene was amazing.
Yes.
That action scene.
Captain America and Iron Man doing the shield blast thing. That made me want to just get up
and just like the little subtlety things, just like the Hulk stuff.
Oh yeah,
awesome. And the fact too that I liked that just with the CG how they actually modeled it after Mark Ruffalo's face, which was cool. You could actually tell that the Hulk was based off of him.
You could tell.
But I mean, just the whole thing with like him and Thor, him punching Thor, puny god, like all the different things.
Crazy for that one.
And all the different little touchstones that they threw in, which is just nice. The whole Galaga scene was one of my favorites, and then it's the comedy and the writing was just.
Is there anything
awesome.
You guys didn't like about it?
No, actually, I honestly can't think of it.
Okay, I got some things. DA, you got something?
I remember sitting in the theater. There was like, other than the whole, everybody, Mark Ruffalo changing in the middle. Everybody was just like, but I think he really did a good job.
Changing in the middle. What are you talking about?
Different Hulk to it.
Oh, you're talking about then.
But man, there was something I was just like, that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I think it was just like one little scene. It was just like, but I'm sure it wasn't anything huge.
Okay, I didn't like that.
Well, other than Captain America's outfit was kind of.
It did look like it came out of a Halloween shop.
Yeah. Looked too vinyl. They could have done a little bit better. But
is somebody gonna answer our phone or something?
Wouldn't be a podcast without the phone ringing. But BG, you're.
I didn't like the professor putting in a fail-safe for the machine to close up. Like he's under mind control. Hawkeye was.
Dark Knight Rises.
Dude, we're gonna get to that. Dude,
no, can I please say this?
No.
Not directly into. Okay, I'm gonna write it down. So I remember.
Okay, fine. I didn't like that he put in his failsafe because who am I looking for? Hawkeye. He's willing to kill all these people. Even Black Widow, who he's been friends with forever, he's going full force into this. But this professor is able to fight this mind control, even in the slightest, to put in this
maybe it was Loki who told him that these dudes can't really be trusted, so maybe do this.
No, because remember Black Widow was like, it's okay, you didn't know what you're doing. He was like, I think I did because I put in this failsafe. It wasn't like Loki told me to put in this failsafe. It could have been
implanted to his mind.
That's what it is. All right, I'm jumping in here because I haven't looked this up because this has been eating at me because I love Iron Man. Basically, the Iron Man 3 armor is from the Extremist storyline. It basically
the one that poisons his body.
Basically, he in the movie that they're going to make now, he's going to get poisoned, but he's going to adapt it with nanomachine technology. So basically, now what this suit is going to do is respond to Tony's thoughts.
That must be the original Extremist, because the one he has now isn't like that.
No. The Extremist that they're going to do with this one is the regular Extremist. So they're going to twist it a little bit, I guarantee. But with the direction they're going, by the time the next Avengers is made, it's going to be amazing. Because right now, I'm personally going to love the shit out of this next Iron Man movie because I love the Extremist storyline. Why I couldn't think of it. That's why it was eating me. I was like, no. I'm not forgetting this. This is not happening. I was not forgetting this one because I personally love this armor.
But
boss.
Then besides the professor,
I got
there was also I didn't really like that Hawkeye got taken over. I felt like it could have been anyone else because I liked him at the end, just seeing all that he could do, and I wanted to know his story, but he was just like, I'm evil through half the movie. Now I'm good again.
Okay, Boomerang. For me, it was Hawk. him being able to control it. Like,
What about it?
okay, he says he's always angry, and that's why he was able to blah 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 blah.
The Hulk, though, you can't really judge the Hulk as a conceptual character because he's always done wrong. It's
Hey,
impossible to
hey,
do the
hey,
right.
hey! How about you let me get my point out?
But I know your point. I've heard it a billion times.
Do you?
Uh-oh.
Because here it comes.
Go for it.
Okay, he's able to control it at the end of the movie. So what made him so mad from getting blasted away in the middle of the movie on the tanker? Why was he unable to control his anger then when he just fell a couple feet?
He
Wait,
stubbed his toe.
I didn't hear you. What?
Why was he the
Unable.
rampaging Hulk when he was on the
Airship.
the Quinjet? Why was he
Yeah.
the raging Hulk on that one when all he did was get blasted away? Why was he just so mad at that he was unable to control it?
Oh no, you forget. Right before that, the staff
I
was driving.
remember that part. I remember, and
The
then
staff was all driving up the wall. Basically, he was on the verge right then and there. That explosion was just the tip of the
and
ice.
then they
Was just
calmed him down. They said put the staff down. He
he
realized what he
wasn't.
was
The thing
doing.
is, do
He
you
calmed
understand
down.
psychology at all? Even though on the outside you seem calm, on the inside you can still be shaking with rage.
That's what he's always is.
But the thing is, you gotta remember he's always mad. So when he's taken to the point of being that drawn out, the smallest thing could shatter that kind of control.
Something I actually I heard too was just like the reason for the Hulk in the end was because it was a willing transformation. Pretty much,
That's
he was
what I'm
just like,
saying. Why
okay,
was
I'm turning it on.
Why
So he
was the
pretty
t-
much. But
why-
then let me finish. Let me
Go
finish.
ahead.
But so pretty much it's like, yeah, I'm turning it on. I'm becoming the Hulk. But in the other one, it was a shock. He was forced
Why
to
was
turn
it a
into the
shock?
Hulk because, like kind of Proceed said, it was kind of the tip of the iceberg, and then pretty much the explosion. Because you know how he said too, where he tried to shoot himself and the Hulk spit the bullet back out.
Yeah.
Pretty much physical harm. The explosion
Tony
pretty
Stark
much.
shocked them.
The thing is, they haven't really gone into the whole psychology bit about him. They could be going for a whole physical trauma can trigger it more than emotional. Like maybe he has his emotional control down better than he has his physical control. Like if there's a physical trauma, it's harder for him to control it. They haven't really said that much. Maybe they'll go into it more the next Hulk movie or the next Avengers. But for right now, they just ask you to shut up and take it on faith. And honestly,
I couldn't take
because it really is such a minuscule thing, I can let it go because honestly, the Hulk has never ever been done perfectly right. It's impossible to do it 100% right
And
because
really,
he
were
really
you
is.
thinking that as he was transforming, like, hey, wait a second.
No, it's after the movie. I can't. As the movie was going on, I was simply enjoying the movie. But once it's over, I gotta analyze it. I can't. And there's some things I just can't take on blind faith, and that's one of them.
Then you should have been raging like I am at Dark Knight.
Dude, I'm raging at Dark Knight. Don't even.
You've already raged twice, not including with me.
And it's gonna be another one.
All right, but is there anything else, BG?
I can't think of anything offhand.
Okay, but yeah, what would you give the movie?
9.5. It's not a 10 because I don't think I've ever given a movie a 10. I have yet to see a even close to perfect movie. This was
I'd give
close-
Casablanca a 10.
I never saw Casablanca.
Watch it then.
I probably
Oh my
will.
God.
Casablanca or Citizen Kane, but I would
Yes,
give this
yeah,
movie.
that's
I would,
definitely without that
but
one.
I would give this movie pretty much on the basis of a summer blockbuster a 10 out of 10.
Oh yeah, as a summer blockbuster,
Like, it's pretty much
it
this-
can't even be touched.
It's, I mean, it's pretty much it is what it is, and it does it completely well.
Yeah.
Like, if you're actually into the comics and stuff like that, you're going to see inaccuracies, but if you're going in for an action film and a good ride with notable characters, perfect movie.
Why won't they do Civil War?
Shut up. That's why. They would have to license a lot of people, and they just can't do that.
They don't have to license a lot
They
of
do.
people. They just need to license a handful of people.
But
They
then,
could-
you know, people be like, where's Spider-Man? Where's Storm? You know people would be like that. People are stupid.
Exactly.
Dark Knight.
No. Next is Spider-Man.
No, he's
No, I know.
He
I didn't
talking-
get my rating for.
He-
I didn't
Okay.
get my
Oh,
rating
hold
for,
on. I'm just throwing this out there. I am personally going to probably die of laughter when we get
Oh,
up to
you
the Dark
will.
Knight
That's-
because I love it. Shut up, DA. I love it whenever he freaks out just because it is such just utter ridiculous rage. Yeah, so I'm gonna like this. So go ahead, move on to Spider-Man.
All right,
No,
so
I didn't get my Avengers rating.
what
Neither
would you
did
give
Bro,
it?
really.
Not just as a summer blockbuster, but as a movie itself, a 10.
Really.
Other than those little things, I was just
Blown
captivated
away.
with the entire movie. Even watching it the second time, I was just watching, noticing just little things I didn't before, and just that last sequence. I'm sure that people 100 years from now will be sitting there watching this.
I don't think I could never not laugh at the puny god sequence.
Yes,
I don't think I could ever not laugh at that.
that was genius.
That and when what's his name points, he was like Hulk, smash. I personally I sat back in my chair, chuckled a little, like, here, shit's about to get real.
But what would you give it, Proceed?
I'd give it a 9.5. Actually, no, 9.75. There's only really a few minuscule things that I can honestly really overlook because of how good the other parts were.
Okay.
I'd give it a 10 because it's not flawless with the whole storyline. There are plot holes I can't forgive, but they're minuscule and I can look over for the most part. But yeah,
Yeah.
9.7.
I gotta see what they're doing, which storyline they're doing for Thanos, because I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah. All right, so Spider-Man.
Oh, actually, there's some things we've seen in between Spider-Man.
That last one. I gotta go pee, so these two movies are yours.
Yeah, I don't think you've seen.
I haven't seen either.
Okay, so
I'm just going to preface this too that we did not see Battleship that looked retarded as shit. Go ahead.
oh yeah, I'm not. I keep trying to get DA to see it for a bad movie thing. He's just like, no, that's not.
We
good.
should do. Oh God, you know what we should do?
What?
We should do a riff track to it.
Oh no!
Oh God, yes we should. Oh God.
I would
Plan for
enjoy
the
that.
future. I'm putting that down in digital note right now for Plan for the Future.
Oh yeah,
All right.
definitely. Okay, Men in Black 3.
I wanted to see that.
It was okay. It couldn't be worse than 2. So saying it's better than 2 is like saying nothing. I don't like that Will Smith is still trying to be this. They're still playing him off as, hey kid, hey sport. This dude is like 50 and he's been in the agency for like 17 years.
Yeah, but these people don't age though. These people like what? Wait, wow. Never mind. I was stopped mid sentence. Just never mind. Facebook. Wow.
Yeah. Okay. So Tommy Lee Jones is barely in this movie. He's in the first like 20 minutes and the last like 6.
I'm pretty sure he didn't even want to do this.
But the dude who plays him
perfectly.
He's got to be Tommy Lee Jones' son. Because it was just like it. There were parts in the movie that were really good, like Andy Warhol's Factory. That was good. They established this storyline of, hey, do you really want to go back to the 1960s or 1970s, wherever he was? Because it wasn't really a good time for black people. And he's like, are you serious right now? I'm an agent. I can do this. So he goes back, and you see all these black people hanging out with these white people, black woman and a white dude holding hands and all this stuff. That doesn't make any sense. That's not how the 70s were.
Well, there's aliens in the movie, so it's a movie. Take it as you will.
The editing was very sloppy in parts.
Oh yeah, well, like The Dark Knight.
No, this was completely different. There was one scene where they literally kill an alien, and then the next scene he's driving in a car. And I understand with the time travel you think, but they didn't establish like we're jumping back and forth through time or these certain areas of time. But the one thing that makes this different from other time movies is this one dude. He's an alien that has his ability is he sees the probability of everything. So in the middle of it, he'll say, okay, if this is the part where she sneezes, he's gonna bust through the door and kill everybody. and the woman begins to sneeze, and then she does it, and he's like, okay, that was a close one. And it's all this stuff. It's just that I really like that character. Overall, the movie is hit and miss with the jokes, especially Will Smith. He's doing like his 90s Fresh Prince of Bel-Air stick, even though he's like 50. And his jokes are more relevant because he's in the 70s and 90s jokes, but okay, so overall, I would give the movie probably a 7.75. Some of the effects were pretty good, and some of the parts were funny. They didn't really make the villain seem very, his presence wasn't big, I should say. But it was an overall solid movie. Oh, and the twist at the end. If anybody doesn't care about spoilers.
Don't care.
Okay, so the young K and J go up to this army base, and there's this guy trying to stop them. And then the alien with the probability, he shows them the future and all this other stuff. And then the guy's like, okay, you guys can come on, and he's giving them all carte blanche to go through and whatever. And then the big bad guy, after the battle, he's about to kill Jay. And the dude stops the bad guy, but he also dies himself. So then Jay's about to go home, but then he sees the young K walk up. And there's this little kid saying, what happened to my daddy? Where's my daddy? And it turns out to be Jay. And that's when his father died. He never knew his father, and there's this whole plot point in the first one about him being angry about it.
Did he flash him? Not in the penis way, but in the...
Why does it always go to this? It wasn't even inferred, but DA jumps at it. I mean,
I said, did he flash? And then BG just looked at me like, really?
Nothing was
did you
said,
really just go to this?
But nothing was said. It didn't have to be blatantly thrown out there. You're just an idiot.
I did look at him like he was saying the old man flashing the young boy. No, he was about to, but he just felt so bad for the kid, so he started taking care of him for a couple years before he gave him up to his mom or an orphanage or something. And then Jay goes back in the future and sees K, and it's this whole partnership. It's a good little twist. Okay, Piranha 3 Double D.
Make this one quick. Who cares?
Yeah, this was a bad movie. 2 out of 10.
All right, 3 movies that I know we all had. I just want to say 3 movies that we haven't seen that I would just say for people, if they want to give input, put in the comments, that I wanted to see but didn't get a chance to. Prometheus, Brave.
I wanted to see that.
And Ted are the 3 movies that I wanted to see but didn't get the chance to. Especially Brave, that actually looked really good for a Pixar movie. All right.
This is our last one before Spider-Man.
Okay.
That's My Boy. Adam Sandler and Andy Samberg. Adam Sandler is a kid that has sex with his teacher. Teacher goes to jail, but she's pregnant. Andy Samberg is that baby, and he grows up and blah, blah, blah. Oh,
this is the 3rd worst movie that I've ever seen.
This movie was so bad, and it was so unfunny. The fart jokes and... I'm going to make this very short. 1.5 out of 10.
0.3.
Sir, you have to go in 0.25 intervals.
0.3. I'm breaking the rules for this one because it broke the rules.
I like how you won't even go lower to 0.25.
It is where it is. That movie was trash.
It was trash.
I want to see no more of Adam Sandler.
I want his head on my table tonight.
All right, The Amazing Spider-Man.
That kid's not Peter Parker.
He's not.
I could see, like, that's the one thing. I have, like, a couple of things here and there that, like, while I didn't like the Peter Parker that was displayed, I liked the Spider-Man that was displayed.
I hated the gloves.
He keeps bringing up the gloves.
The gloves were stupid. Why were they red and blue weaved together and...
That's a costume. I'm going on the character side.
Tobey Maguire was a better Peter Parker, and this kid is a better Spider-Man because he's more of the quirky.
Exactly, like pretty much he was like a smartass. which is pretty much Spider-Man in most of the comics.
I didn't like
In most of anything. Have you watched the
In which-
cartoon?
Yeah, pretty much he was a smart ass. He would like make fun of people, the knife bit, and then
no, small
the web launchers, which that's
Yes,
just pretty
that
much
was
obvious.
needed. I always hated
And then
I'm gonna stop you right there. I
And-
didn't like the web launchers.
Yeah, they didn't.
Because
they didn't add much, and
I'm fine with that.
he just kind of poof. Here they are.
You know what? Did he ever really run out of web fluid?
No.
I think there was
No.
Well,
one scene.
they got crushed, but
Okay, so
they weren't really working anyway.
and this is really a melting of like 3 different serializations of Spider-Man, but mainly it's Ultimate Spider-Man. In Ultimate Spider-Man, his father creates the formula for the webs, and he adapts it and puts his own spin on it so he can learn it. In the movie, he just orders it from Oscorp. He orders the webs, and he just builds the shooters.
I could see why you complain with that. That was one of the things I noticed. I'm like, he got those pretty easily.
Yeah, he just
But
bought them.
but the thing though, and then the other thing though too that I really liked was his fighting style.
Yeah, it was
In the regular Spider-Man movies, it was just more or less just some acrobatics and punching. He really used the webs in his fighting style on this, and I actually liked that a lot.
Yeah,
It's more of a Spider-Man type style. It's using the webs, momentum, sticking like pretty much
Like Dark Knight.
trapping his opponent. We'll get to that, but I can see why the whole Peter Parker thing, like he was a skater, which I don't
why
think he
did he
ever
have to
was.
skate? What was the purpose of that? It was in like 2 scenes, and then it was never brought up again. There was no point.
There's also, he would not get picked on. He would be with the popular kids. I don't see him as that kid that got his head dunked in the toilet.
I never see him. You can't see him as that kid.
They had
Like you'd see Tobey Maguire as that guy.
Yeah, that's why I loved him as Peter Parker, because he looked like that kid that he just smashed him.
They had to put those giant glasses on him to ugly him up. And
But those are like hipster glasses,
Yeah,
so
really.
those help even more.
Yeah, but
giant.
the times don't help that really. Just really looking at that, but what was I thinking? I do like the changing up with Gwen Stacy. What do you think is going to happen? Because it's pretty much, I think it's going to be a new trilogy. What do you think is going to happen in the next one? I think they're going to do Green Goblin and they're going to kill Gwen Stacy.
I think they're gonna kill her, but not in the way that they did in the comics, since they switched up the
original
Ben
trilogy.
Parker death a little bit. They're gonna do the same thing for this.
It's
It's gonna be the same.
I think the last villain is going to be Green Goblin. I don't think the next villain is Green Goblin.
You're saying they don't have enough invested in Gwen Stacy to care about her death.
And I mean, there's no villain that they could really bring in that's as big as Green Goblin other than Venom. They did allude to both Green Goblin and Venom within this movie, so I can see them.
I was going to say right at the stinger at the end of it.
They could go Lizard, Green Goblin, Venom, or they can go Lizard, Venom, Green Goblin. I think the character at the end, I keep thinking it's Ezekiel, and I just keep coming back to that. And for people that don't know, Ezekiel was basically another Spider-Man. And he was about to kill Peter Parker, or he was about to feed him to the Queen or something. I can't remember exactly what it was. At the end of that arc, Peter Parker, he has a rebirth of his powers. He doesn't need the web shooters anymore. He has the organic webs. His spider sense is upgraded and such. So I can see them doing that if they're leading into Venom or Green Goblin. But I don't see Gwen Stacy dying in the next one.
Okay. I think she will die though within this trilogy.
She will die. She has to. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
She just has to die.
Yeah. In all regards though, Emma Stone's fucking hot. Just throwing that out there.
I didn't like the teen angst though, man. They just shoehorned it in so much.
It's weird to think because those guys, they're in their mid-20s, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's filmmaking though. But all right, so we are now at Dark Knight Rises.
Stop,
I'm gonna get my bid.
No, stop. We didn't give the ratings for Spider-Man.
Oh, the rating. Okay. I'd give it an 8.
8. I give it an 8.25.
I'd give it a 6.5, mainly because it was pointless and
There were parts that were just kind
The
of...
crane scene.
Yeah, that crane scene did. You know what? I am going to change it simply based
That
off some of the
crane
stuff.
scene was trash.
I'm going to give it a 7.5 now, because there are scenes I'm thinking of it right now that just...
Wait. The crane scene is in when they line up the cranes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why? Are they really that much further from the buildings? I did like that they made him seem more vulnerable. I mean, he gets shot and it's like you realize Spider-Man not this bulletproof dude. He's just some dude with powers. But there were just some scenes that were just super pointless.
And
like
then,
the ending.
Yeah.
The ending with you shouldn't make promises you can't keep, but those are the best kind, and blah blah blah.
We can always count on you, Mr. Parker. Though that was a very hacky line.
It was a very cheesy ending to me.
And what happened to evil Indian guy? He just kind of went away after the whole car scene.
He never got his comeuppance.
But we'll get into that in Dark Knight. Jesus.
All right, so I'm gonna get my little bit in on the Dark Knight.
Oh, make it quick. Make it quick.
Just because
he's gonna go on a proceed.
Let me tell you, while you're making your points, we might interrupt you because we were
for the most part, I mean, to me, I'm gonna interject mostly in somewhat into your guys' things with a few of my points. For the most part, I will say I would up my Spider-Man one because I think this one's below Spider-Man, in my opinion.
Okay.
But movie was a wee bit too long, I'd say.
But okay.
But
2 hours.
Not enough Batman.
Yes, there definitely
Two
was.
scenes of Batman. You mean?
Well, that's because he was a broken Bruce Wayne.
Oh, I'm gonna rip into
which was far more important than Batman. Meanwhile, the title of the movie is Batman.
Can I say something real quick? Just one little.
Well, actually, no. I'm sorry. Let me fix that. Actually,
right after you say
it's
that,
not Batman. It's the Dark Knight.
So go ahead.
This has nothing to do with anything. I just want to get this out before I forget. The scene where he first introduces the Batwing or the Bat or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And he flies away. They had helicopters. Why didn't they follow him? Let him go, boys. What?
Well, he did have fucking cannons on it.
They didn't know that. They didn't know. He just flew away.
And would he fire at cops?
He wouldn't. They were just like, oh well, there he goes. They were chasing him all. Okay, I'm done. Go.
I'm gonna say after the Dark Knight Rises, I started reading Nightfall. So some of my stuff is gonna come from the comics.
Okay. That is pretty much point A that I liked, the way they portrayed Bane. They portrayed him like they did in the comics.
No.
Can I say this? Everybody is saying that. But they're only basing it on Batman and Robin. You guys keep saying, oh, they based it on the comics. Of course they did. They based everything on the comics. You're just saying they did it perfectly because it's not the Bane from Batman and Robin.
They did not do it perfectly. They didn't bake.
I didn't say they did it perfectly.
According to what everyone I've talked to who has seen the movie heard, they tried to fuse the Joker and Bane together.
Pretty much because the Bane in the comics, the Nightfall comics, is actually pretty. First of all, Laurie, I'm gonna correct you really quick. You were mistaken in that he creates the Venom himself. He's actually forced to get it injected into him, and then he becomes dependent on it, and that's what the mask is for.
They didn't use Venom. There was no point in the mask. He just had the mask.
It's because his face was all messed up.
I know, but it was just a mask.
So much animosity.
It was
awful. The movie sucked. Everyone I've talked to has agreed the movie was terrible.
Continue your points, Long.
Okay, but they portrayed Bane better, pretty much, especially Joe Schumacher. They showed videos of like all the different people from Batman and Robin saying like what they all thought of Bane. That's Joe Schumacher's like, oh, he's just big and dumb and is the muscle, and that's how he thought of Bane. But anyways,
well, that's the more.
I will say one thing, because I mean, I think we can all agree Bane was kind of hard to understand.
Kinda.
But it made Batman a hell of a lot more easier to understand.
When the two of them were talking, it sounded ridiculous. It sounded like it wasn't even a movie. It sounded like it was someone just acting with action figures. What they would assume that these characters would sound like. Here's your Batman. I was born in the shadows. What?
DA made this point that while Bane was showing Batman, he actually sounded clearer.
He did.
While he was getting the life choked out of him, he sounded clearer than when he normally talks.
But then actually going into, while not exactly portrayed, I'm guessing how he wanted to, the things that I remember DA said in our pre-little teaser thingy,
I take those back. I know I said it would bump it up if he got his back broken and if Robin was in him, but both of those were done terribly. I'm gonna punch you in your spine and hang you up, and you're gonna be better. Let's go. A leg injury takes 9 years to heal, but boom, punch to the spine. Walk away, Batman.
Granted, they only had, they even extended the movie a bit, dude. But anyways, it was 5 months. It was 5 months.
It didn't feel like it.
The backbreaking scene. What would have made that better would be if he said, "I'm gonna rope you up with just these are just sheets and whatnot. I'm just gonna make a makeshift cast for you. It won't. I don't know how long this is gonna take to heal. I'm gonna peg you at 2 to 3 months." And it was just 3 weeks later. He's flipping around and he's like, "Oh, you're no ordinary man. You're. How did you heal so fast?" That would be better than just punch to the spine. That scene was terrible.
All right, but trying to think of other things.
Having a hard time, huh?
I mean, it was just more or less just a fluff movie for me. It was okay, but there are a few things. I think one thing I probably would have made you guys a lot more accepting. Wasn't the cop's name Jim Blake?
Yes. No. It was Jim Blake or something like that.
They could have
replaced
John Blake.
Okay, they could have.
Was Robin John Blake?
No, but I'm just saying. Okay, DA, this would have made you happier. They could have replaced John with Tim and put a D instead of a B.
No, no, that would have been too obvious. It could have just been Richard Drake. Just combine the two.
Oh, Tim and Dick.
Me and BG were talking about ways that they could have made those better. We thought about 3 or 4 of them.
Instead of just naming him Robin.
Instead of just naming him Robin.
It could.
I thought that was shoehorned in as well.
That was horrible.
It could have been that the commissioner gave him a different name when he came onto the force to protect him from some old thing or something, some type of witness protection thing, and then he had to use his government name there, and it's like Tim Drake or something, instead of just, I like your name, Robin.
Oh yeah, but I do like the fact that they broke the Batman.
Mm-hmm.
They actually put that part of the storyline in.
They broke.
And actually, I was surprised by Anne Hathaway. I was actually surprised. She did a lot better than I thought she was going to do.
There was one scene that pisses me off with her.
What is that?
Cat got your tongue.
Cat got your tongue. She puts her heel on his throat. He goes, "Gah." She says, "Cat got your tongue," and then she asks the question. If it was like this, she puts her heel on his throat. She asked the question, and then she puts it tighter and says, "Cat got your tongue." That would have made the scene a little better. But it's just like, "Cat got your tongue." It's just a line that's thrown out there.
Why was Batman? Selena Kyle knew who Batman was near the end of the movie. Yet he was still talking in a Batman voice. He talked in that voice to everybody that knew who he was. Robin, no, I'm gonna call him Blake. Blake and Selena Kyle both knew who he was, and he was still count to 5 and then throw the ball. What? You don't need to talk like that.
Lo, are you done yet? Because we're about to go. So.
All right. Just overall, I'd give the movie probably somewhere between a 7.5 and an 8. It's a good summer movie.
Okay.
I'd give it that. I think Dark Knight is way better, in my opinion, but...
Why did he set up the fire at the end? It did nothing but announce to the bad guys he was there.
Jesus!
Why did he...
How did he... BG's thing is why. Mine is how.
I mean, I guess you'll probably dismiss this right away, but a morale to everybody else in the city.
And to install fear to the villain, whatever. But
what villains were fearing him? He didn't go after anybody but Bane, and
they didn't show anybody going, "Oh, it's a bat signal."
All it did was announce to Bane that he was there, and the cops, as far as I know, were still fearing him. They didn't know he was the good guy yet, did they? No, they didn't. They thought he was still the dude that killed Two-Face. Oh wait,
no, because Bane announced Gordon's
a little thing with the cops coming out at the end where they got out of the sewers. They were in there for 3 months. None of them had a beard. I'm just gonna say that. You would think that there's no shaving equipment.
Well, they got provisions. They might have sent razors.
Food.
Why would they give them razors?
Really? Come on. What are you trying to look sexy for?
That's another problem with the movie.
That could be taken as on point for you keep yourself clean, your mental health stays around a little longer. When you start falling, in your body starts falling into
they got all these.
When your body falls into ruin, your mind falls into ruin. So I mean,
anyway, the bat signal. Did he scale the building and just lay gas on it in a perfect symbol of a bat? My thing is, how did he do it? How?
Yeah, because there should be some drippage, unless he has this like giant stencil or something.
He couldn't have flown the bat up there and thrown gas on it.
They would have seen that.
They would have seen it. How is my thing?
I'm still on the why.
Long? Any thoughts?
I'm just more or less just wondering, why are you questioning it? That's a very specific and random thing to question at.
Stupid part of the movie. It was ridiculous.
Do you need that establishing scene, though? Do you need that establishing scene of Batman, like, on the thing with a gas king, like...
all the way up there in a perfect line. The flames should have melted the ice and stopped it right then and there, making Batman just look stupid. But... yes, I would have loved to see a scene like that. And then just cross-cut to the bomb ticking down. Yeah, just a giant scene of WTF.
Why was he setting up that flame when the bomb is about to
talk, Batman?
Oh, Riddler. Hi there.
Ghetto Pimp Riddler's back.
Riddle me this, Nolan. Why does your movie suck? Answer: you're a hack.
You're a hack.
Okay.
Okay.
This pisses me off. It's Alfred.
This Russell's my Jimmy.
Oh, Master Wayne.
This Russell's my Jimmy.
I had a dream of you in a cafe, Master Wayne. And when you die, we're gonna be both in the cafe on this particular day. If you say that he's alive, why was he in the cafe on that particular day that Bruce Wayne was in it? Is there only one cafe in Paris?
Okay. This is
7.58. Are you listening to me?
That's how you know now.
Yes.
I'm just laughing right now.
He was all like, "Oh, you're trying to speed towards death." Where does he get this notion from? Because in the comic, Bane unleashes the criminals, and Batman spends night after night, all night. He can't sleep. He's getting like an hour of sleep a night, and all the rest of his time is spent catching these villains, and it's breaking them down mentally. And he's trying to catch Joker. He's trying to catch Scarecrow, Zaz, and all these lower villains, ventriloquists, and all these people. If this was happening, it could have been 5 minutes where he's constantly on the back computer, and then it cuts to him actually punching people and trying to these lower villains.
You mean a montage? You mean a montage?
Or whatever.
You mean
and
a montage?
Then Alfred comes in like, "Master Wayne, you're killing yourself. Look at you. You need some rest. I can't see you like this." And then it could have been that whole, "I can't be here with you. You're just killing yourself. I gotta quit. I can't be here. I won't bury another Wayne." But he's just like, "I'm gonna quit. I can't bury another Wayne." What does he hope to accomplish with that? Batman's not gonna stop. So try to be there to try to take down a little bit of his pressure when he's at home. That I
Make him feel a little happier.
try to do something for him instead of just I'm gonna leave you to your own devices since you're gonna kill yourself anyway.
Another thing that it was just funny to me because I was just ragging on the movie the whole time with BG, and I'm sure he was getting tired of me because every scene I would just turn over to him and just say a line, and I just laugh, and he would just look at me like, really? But at the end, where he's standing over Bruce and the Wayne's graves, and he,
I failed you.
oh, I didn't protect you, and all that crap. I just thought it would be funny if a black ring just came in front of the grave and a zombie hand rose up. I was laughing about that.
Awful.
Does anybody know the Black Ring Corps? And
No,
no,
they don't.
oh boy, that joke is lost.
So okay, the final fight between Bane and Batman. This didn't feel like a final fight.
At all, they just punched each other. In the first fight, Batman didn't even try to punch his face. He just did body blows.
It was basically body blow. I think
in this one, he connects. What changed?
He took off the part of the mask, but they never explain what that mask was for. So the hooks, it's like two hooks that go down. They never explain it's pumping venom or it's helping him breathe. You're just supposed to assume this. So once Batman knocks that out, he's all of a sudden winning. And he's so much better and faster because he spent a month doing some sit-ups and some pull-ups. Come on, man. But then they don't get bloody or anything. I would have loved to see some broken fists or something, some fingers.
Him snapping his, just doing the punch to the knee, kick to the cap.
For like a high rating
it just
blockbuster.
felt like a fight.
For a high rating blockbuster though, that needs to be accessible. They're not going to show any blood or that.
And that guy ran up to Batman with a gun. He didn't shoot him. He ran up to his face with the gun, and Batman just, okay, I got your gun.
That is one thing I do see about the Nolan movies.
When people say Bane's defeat was one of the most satisfying endings they've ever seen. Catwoman comes back and shoots him, and he's done.
He's done.
What type of stupid crap is that? That's one of the most.
You just have to imagine the flames, Wayne. Pump, blam.
Wait. Hold on.
Hold on. To that other dude, so the people will think is the doctor. Why did he need to do that?
So Catwoman killed Bane at the end.
No, they said the doctor's dead later on, but why did the doctor need to be dead? Why couldn't Bane just kidnap him? And they're like, this doctor is missing.
Speaking of the doctor, a peace item that Bruce spent 9 years on, or however long, was turned into a nuclear weapon in a scene by that man. He didn't put a fail-safe. He's smart enough to be like, if you take out this little thing, boom. Batman couldn't, which is essentially the same thing. GB, would you please stop coming in here? Which is the same thing I had a problem with in Spider-Man, which was just, this could be used for extreme good, or it could be used to kill everyone, either or. Nobody.
Yeah, it is kind of stupid that they don't have some type of fail-safe for these, some type of mechanism.
Yeah, before you guys continue on your rant, though, Proceed had a comment.
Yeah, I just want to make a quick comment. So you're saying that after
BG
just does, I guess.
Jesus Christ.
BG, shut up for a second.
Blake knew who Batman was.
Yeah, shut up.
Batman was, and then
Batman.
You never said, "Oh, like that's not me."
Look at me. I'm an old man. I'm a cripple.
I can't do those fights. What are you talking about?
I saw your face. You're an orphan like me. It hurts, doesn't it? You're Batman. That was it.
You wear a mask, and that's how I knew you were Batman. And blah blah blah. What the?
Right. Compros.
Wait. Our headphones got pulled out because of BG. So if you were trying to interrupt us, I apologize because I absolutely couldn't hear you.
Lone has been screaming at you.
Yeah. Stop moving backwards, you douche.
It's making me antsy because this movie was so terrible.
Terribly sorry, you guys.
He's literally shaking with rage. But all right, no. I just want to say.
I found it funny that they were so quiet. I'm like,
all right. I just want to just bring this up here. So you're saying that after Batman takes all the effort to beat down Bane, Catwoman just walks him and kills him, shoots him.
Yes, just shoots him with the bat.
All right. So I'm gonna put it like this. So Catwoman was Vegeta, Bane was Birder and Batman was Goku?
No, because Bane
Or-
wasn't beaten at the time.
I thought you said
Okay. Oh yeah, that's a plot point that Proceed doesn't know. You know Ra's al Ghul has a daughter, right? In the comics,
yeah.
Talia. She was in
Yes, I
Arkham
know. I
City.
read the Batman comics.
Get money.
Okay. So she's in the
Oh,
movie, like she because like there's a
What
whole
a
premise
twist.
where
they threw Talia in there.
for
Oh, okay.
that's pretty much it's like once they said because like after Bruce gets his spine knocked back into him, he has a hallucination of Ra's al Ghul. So it's like Liam Neeson has a small cameo in the movie, which I like.
Well,
But and he pretty much said like the hallucination gives the impression that Bane is Ra's al Ghul's child, but as soon as they said that, any person who knows the comics is like, okay, Talia al Ghul is in this movie. So there's a character named Miranda that's established early in the movie. She ends up being and like she has sex with Bruce at some point in the movie, and ends up she's Talia al Ghul, and she like when like pretty much actually that's the scene that where she appears herself. That's pretty much the big thing where like the Batman yell, "Where's the trigger? Where is it?" But that's pretty much the scene that everyone goes to. And then like he's like, "You wouldn't give it to an ordinary citizen." And then pretty much she hears like Miranda goes, "Bane doesn't have the trigger." Batman turns around, she stabs him with a knife, and then she
How
goes,
did
"I
she stab
am."
him with a knife? He has the bat armor.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's for bullets and stuff.
It did say in the Dark Knight that while the plating has separation, it'll make him more vulnerable to knives and gunfire.
But how does she know exactly where to stab him?
She's a trained
But I'm
assassin.
pretty sure she didn't.
She doesn't know the mechanics of
Yeah.
the suit, is what he's saying.
you'd be surprised with Talia al Ghul. She knows shit. Like you learn with Talia just to not question it. Like she would just know ridiculous shit that she shouldn't know.
Take it on faith.
Yeah, but she's one of those characters where she just has information. It's there. Shut up. She has it. Deal with it.
But
She has her ways.
anyways, I mean, it's like how Bane and them found out Batman was Bruce Wayne so easily, and they stole all of his money. But anyways,
How did Batman get
So, yeah,
back
she
from the
stabs-
Lazarus pit? How did he get back to Gotham? Gotham was closed down. No one could get in or out. He got from what I'm assuming is somewhere in the Middle East because it was sandy when it was snowing in Gotham. How did he get back to Gotham? Don't say he's Batman.
he's fucking
Oh,
Batman,
that
bitch.
works.
Fine,
But,
fine.
podcast
He's Iron,
over.
fine,
Good night,
fine.
people.
He's Iron Man.
He's got
But anyways,
You're
going
not,
on
you didn't
to
answer
the point
question,
I was.
But all right. Moving on.
Look, I'm trying to get my point before you keep
He's pissed.
bombarding me with random questions. Anyways,
That wasn't it.
what the fuck was I even talking? God damn it, Da. I was explaining the scene with Talia. This is pretty much what happens. Was like she helps Bane fix his mask, and then like she tells Bane to not kill Batman before the bomb goes off because she wants to have him feel the heat of the explosion. And then once she leaves, Bane's like, I'm going to have to kill you now. You're just going to have to imagine the fireworks. And then Catwoman blasts him with the bat
And he's
pod.
done. That's
And
it.
he's done. No more mention gun.
But I was going to say, I think this is the point where the headphones came off. One thing that has bugged me, it was okay. It was a lot better in Batman Begins, and somewhat in The Dark Knight. But the fighting, like I feel like they keep going further. With each movie, they went further and further away with this martial arts style that they were doing with like all the elbows
He was a
and
ninja,
stuff.
but now he's just punching.
He's just a ball.
Yeah, now it's just brawling.
And you think with him being all crippled and stuff, he'd want to use the knight and stuff more to his advantage?
And you would think that when people are ganging up on him, they wouldn't go one at a time.
Yeah, that is the one thing too. It's one at a time, like in almost all of his fights.
Yes, ridiculous.
Where in like it's a lot. In the Batman Begins, I feel like they did a better job with that. But continue on ranting.
Lazarus
you two.
Pit. How did he get back? That was a huge pop.
Again, that's just more or less just stupid
No,
blind
I
faith.
will not take that
It's a
as a
summer
blind faith.
blockbuster.
He was broke. They established this. He was broken. They established it. There was no way in or out of Gotham. They established this.
They were willing to blow up a bridge so a bunch of kids couldn't get across.
They have established all of this. He's out in the middle of nowhere in his underwear. How did he get back to Gotham? How did he find Catwoman? Why did he shave after he got back to Gotham?
Why is he and Catwoman having this quirky little conversation while the bomb is just ticking down further and further? You might want to hurry up with this crap, guys. We've got people to save.
Meh.
This movie is terrible, dude. I'm trying to think of like more. I'm trying to.
A little thing, but big editing problem. The stock market scene. They enter the tunnel. It was daylight. They come out of the tunnel. It's night. It's a 6-hour tunnel apparently. That was just.
Okay.
That was,
all right. I see. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Did you notice that?
Actually, I wanted to go on the ending because you guys think it's more
ambiguous.
Ambiguous, where I think just with the I think it's more literal with the establishment of that whole thing with Alfred in the beginning with the cafe, and then just literally it's pretty much Bruce. Like they mentioned twice and how like there's no autopilot. So and then it turns out wait, there is an autopilot, so he could eject. Fixing the bat sign, the pearls were missing, so Catwoman probably took those with them, and then he established those pearls do look better on you than in my safe. Giving Robin the
Why
Batcave.
would he take Catwoman with him?
I don't know. They wanted to do each other. Pretty much
that's
established that she came back for him at the end.
So he takes her with him. I don't understand.
And giving pretty much and the clean slate thing, so pretty much she gets the clean slate and goes and finds him.
Why would she go and find him? I mean, if she can find him, why can't anybody else?
How did he escape? BG and myself had a pretty good idea.
Hold on, guys. I gotta pause here for a second.
Mm-hmm.
They just released an article. They interviewed Christopher Nolan and asked him what movies influenced The Dark Knight Rises make.
Oh, I remember reading that.
I'm gonna hate this.
Metropolis, The Battle of Algiers, Prince of the City, Dr. Zhivago, and Blade Runner are all his inspirations for The Dark Knight Rises. Now, I've watched Metropolis, I've watched Dr. Zhivago, and I've watched Blade Runner. These movies are in completely separate spectrums of existence from The Dark Knight Rises. If he was trying to get the feel of those movies into this, he failed miserably. I don't have to see the movie to know that. Just from the trailers, I know that.
What are we talking about?
I can't even remember.
No. Oh yeah, I remember.
The ending.
Me and BG had a great idea. They could tie it into the Superman by having a flash of something swooping down and picking him up and carrying them off. They could tie it in perfectly with the Superman, and it would explain how we got out. They would show it in the Superman movie coming out next summer. Swoop, swoop.
I think, though, what's happening, though, is I think this Man of Steel movie is a reboot in order to go for the Justice League movie.
It's the sole purpose of it.
And they're going to be rebooting Batman.
But they're rebooting it with Year One. It's going to be Year One
This
Batman.
is the problem we have with this Batman thing, though. They're broadcasting this all over the world that this bomb is about to throw off all of Gotham. Even if he didn't know a single other superhero, somebody else should have came to help him.
Well, I mean, that's the thing with all these superhero movies, though.
That's the thing.
Just think about all the Marvel movies.
Nolan's Batman isn't going to be part of the Justice League.
No, that's not what I said.
Nolan's Batman doesn't exist in the same universe as any other superhero exists. Batman is just the only I'm using quotation marks here, superhero that exists. He's basically the one and only in this world.
That's stupid.
But that's Nolan. Actually,
He's
Nolan.
a hack. He's a hack.
You said that was the problem with Spider-Man, but which Spider-Man are you talking about?
Well, I mean, going along, say, like, with the Amazing Spider-Man, they're trying, the lizard's trying
Who
to
knew about it?
All the police were freaking going
The
around
police
everywhere, dude.
were trying to stop Lizard. They didn't know about his plot until near the end when the police officers themselves got caught up. There was no time for news reports or anything.
Okay. Well, I mean, then, like, say, like, the Avengers.
The Avengers,
where were the X-Men?
Which X-Men?
The X-Men, the ones that are in New York.
We've always had a problem with Marvel.
It's licensing.
I know what
hey,
actual
for all
answer
we know,
is, but I mean, that's
all
the
we know,
same
they can
argument.
bring it in as, oh yeah, we heard what happened in the city. We couldn't help because we were on the freaking moon. Who knows? They could always play that off pretty easily.
Yeah, I know.
No.
I'm just saying it's the same
DA
it's
and
the
I
same
have
argument.
always had a problem with like 80 superheroes are in New York, and only the focused superheroes of this movie are featured in any way, shape, or form. We've always had a problem with that.
But last thing I'm gonna say about the Dark Knight Rises, I do have a lot of work. No, this is it. There were too many in the last 30 minutes. There were too many last second saves. Last second, Batman is saved by Catwoman. The last second, Blake is saved by Batman. The last second, before I move on to that one, when he said count to 5 and then throw it, he throws it. And he's like, what did that do? And he turns around and he doesn't see anything. Then the Bat Pod comes into focus. But we didn't hear anything. We didn't hear the Bat Pod, the Bat Plane or whatever it's called, gearing up and flying away until we actually saw it. I have a little bit of a problem with that. But and Commissioner Gordon actually, stopping the bomb before Talia could press the button. There was too many last second, you're saved. And when Talia fell off the bridge, she dies, but Commissioner Gordon comes out the back. Hey, I'm fine.
That was kind of funny. I'm just thinking, like, he's getting shot the fuck up by explosions.
He's dead. This man is dead. He's an old man in the back with a bomb. Talia is dead. He's dead. He comes out dusting himself off. What'd it do, Batman?
Okay, we never actually gave our points about why the ending was ambiguous.
Oh, we didn't?
No.
Awesome.
So, okay, with the bat signal, Gordon is stroking it and looking up. He's getting a massive hard on for it. Blah blah blah.
I'm thinking they did it as a tribute to Batman. They gave him a shrine, a statue. They gave him
the bat signal
as a
memorial.
You were actually the hero, Batman.
Well, that was what the statue was for.
But the bat signal can also be a signal for that.
That statue was ugly as sin.
The statue is for the people, but the bat signal is more for like the police
cops,
officers.
Like he's out there somewhere in the
heart
in particles. The radiation should have come back to Gotham and irradiated everyone into lizard people or killer crocs, as it were.
So the pearls were stolen. Is that what happened with Lucius? Or was that something else?
No, we've taken inventory of everything in the house. Everything's here except for pearls. They're missing.
Okay, so yeah, Selena could have did that herself.
Yeah.
I mean, Bruce is dead. It could have been like she didn't just want him sitting there, and she is gonna put him up in her own personal type of shrine. Blake getting the coordinates for a bat cave, that could have happened at any time during the last sequence when he saves Blake.
Or Alfred or Morgan Freeman could have gave it to him.
Alfred just happens to be in the Bruce Wayne and Selena just happen to be in the correct cafe at the correct time that he sits down to have his little thing, and they do exactly as Alfred said with the whole looking across the room. Selena doesn't notice Alfred. She doesn't acknowledge him or anything.
Well, it was just, I mean, literally, that whole scene with Alfred saying that, establishing that, was just for that ending. That's really the only thing. And that's pretty much, you just said, Bruce would nod, and he would nod back. They didn't really say anything about the woman noticing him.
It's in his mind, is what we're saying.
The way they could have done that better, instead of just actually showing him, like, see, he's alive, they could have just showed just Alfred looking up with a slight smile and a little nod, and that was it. They didn't have to show Bruce Wayne. They didn't. That was more like because it was too perfect.
It was too perfect for just how Alfred said it.
All that was missing was the kiss that he talked about.
It was,
But it was too
simply
perfect.
too perfect for it. Why would he go get Selena, or why would Selena be able to find him when nobody else would? Because it was either Blake or Gordon or one of them that just would like keep looking for him, keep looking for him. They were searching the ocean and everything. I mean, somebody would have found him if Catwoman can find him.
How did he get away?
I mean, it's not like she's a detective or anything, and we've got the best detectives.
She's the world's greatest thief. Air quotations. If no one else could, she could.
If she was the world's greatest,
Batman is the greatest detective. She's the best cat burglar. She's the best thief.
They've showed in the 3 movies. They showed maybe 4 scenes of Batman doing detective work,
and it's usually his
gadget. This is just for prior knowledge, people who know the storylines.
This is a Nolan universe.
Stop, because I want to get this point out. If Selena is the best cat burglar in the world, why was there so many records on her that she needed them to be erased?
You're not always the best.
She is the best, apparently. That's what they say. She's the best.
Does it actually say from when these records are from? Because if they say that, oh, it's from when she was younger, it would make sense because you learn through trial and error.
They say that she's done a lot of burglary, but she's getting sloppy, and the circle is enclosing on her or something.
They had a mug shot of her
very recently mug shot.
Well, I mean, again, Catwoman did get arrested a few times, even though it wasn't Batman. But I mean, to be honest, it is Nolan's movie, so yeah, it's kind of like he kind of expects you. Yeah, she's the best, but people even the best make mistakes. That's Nolan's take on the Batman universe. You can be the best, but you're not flawless. You're not super. You're just a hero or a villain.
But she's able to find Batman when no one else.
But she can find Batman because nobody else can, because she's a master thief.
She can get caught by any cop.
Yep, shit happens. That's what Nolan expects you to take.
We can't take it. That's the problem. Yeah. There's
too many take it as face values. He's Batman. This stuff happens in the movie.
We can't take it as that.
Also, I found it was a very, very funny part near the end where the bomb was going off and they just exploded the bridge, and there was a priest there with the children, and the thing just exploded. The bridge just exploded, so there's no hope of escape. I expected the priest to be like, "Oh, don't worry, children, we'll be fine. Something will happen." He's just like, "Nope, everyone get in a circle. We're gonna pray now. We are all dead." And I'm like, "Dude, really? You can't live it." He was just like, "All right, get a circle, children."
DA was cracking up at that part because there were parts in the movie where other people were laughing, like when Batman and Catwoman meet on the roof, and then he turns around for some reason.
Oh, so that's what that feels like.
And she goes away, and he's like, "That's how that feels." People were laughing at that, and DA would wait for them to stop laughing. Then he'd be like,
I would always laugh a little louder and a little longer than everyone else,
and a little later than everybody else.
I'm wondering what people were thinking in the theater with you. I'm just really curious.
I found that part really funny. He was just
legitimately
all
laughing.
Hope is lost. Everyone circle up.
He was legitimately
laughed at that part. That was hilarious. I'm like,
I want to talk about real quick. Actually, before we get into that, what is your ratings for the movie?
Before we get into our ratings, I got one more point to make. When the cops encircle him, I mean, they're shooting at him throughout the movie, or at least parts of the movie. When they're completely circling him and he's able to get up on that ramp, shoot at him. Why were they not shooting at him? He killed Harvey Dent. Shoot at this man.
Also, they took Baines' face value to I have a letter from Commissioner Gordon. See, it's in his handwriting, people. They were just no one was like, that letter's bullcrap.
And they never resolved the criminals getting put back into the jail cell like the heroes win. They never resolved that.
It's like everything's right back to the status quo.
Yeah, at the end of the movie, they never resolved the criminals getting caught. But
and a minor, tiny thing, which is completely understandable, but I had a better idea how they do this. No mention of Joker. That's understandable. Why not?
They actually as from what I hear, they cut a scene out where couldn't get him out of the jail cell.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
Yeah, I think they
could have done Dark Knight Returns thing where he was in a coma and just since Bruce was gone, since the Batman was gone, he had no reason to live. So he just coma, man.
Okay, our ratings. What do you give it?
3.
3? I give it a 4. That's all I can say.
I did not enjoy the movie.
That parts where they tried to be funny, I just didn't find funny. It's
At
hard.
all.
It's hard to get engrossed in a villain when you can't understand 80% of what he says.
And they had this smarmy dialogue that I keep talking about. No one talked normally. No one sounded realistic.
I mean, with other comic books like Spider-Man and Iron Man, this is how these characters act. But
here, everybody got a smarmy, sarcastic, or witty comment to the last thing said, or.
I have to say though, this is just a. Did you guys go into the film with a very negative mindset?
I try to be open-minded with everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But I went into Spider-Man with a negative mind, but that turned me slightly.
And he was pleasantly surprised.
Yes. I was like, I know I didn't like the other twos too well. This one probably won't be the best thing ever, but I'm gonna look at it as a movie.
Actually, just kind of going back to Spider-Man real quick. I'm just kind of curious. Where would you rate that in all the Spider-Man movies?
Under 3.
Under 3?
Under 3. Like I said.
Really?
I told you I thought 3 was better. I like 3.
I'd put it as the second best one, personally.
1 was great.
Under Spider-Man 2.
1 was great. People don't rate that as highly as they should. I mean, I know the effects were...
the effect.
I went back and watched it. It doesn't hold up very well.
I still enjoyed immensely. I would say it's close to 1, but it's above.
I went back and watched 1 and 2 after I watched The Amazing Spider-Man. And 1 to me does not hold up well with current times. There's some parts that are actually kind of
made 10 years ago. It was like one of the, I think it was like the 5th or 6th superhero movie of the new generation. They had X-Men, Daredevil, and then like 2 or 3 others, and then Spider-Man. It was the first gen.
Actually, it was Blade and X-Men.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
There have been like 4 Batman movies.
No, I'm talking
about Marvel, baby.
Oh, Marvel? Okay. All right. But going on to what I was going to say, I'm not sure how we could talk about The Dark Knight without talking about the Aurora shooting.
Yeah. There was this one dude on the news where he ran out on his child and his 3-year-old daughter and his girlfriend. He ran out on all 3 of them. That dude pissed me off. And then he had the nerve to be interviewed holding his daughter, his little daughter, next to his girlfriend, then wife, because he proposed to her after the shooting, after he found out he was okay, because he got into his car and he drove away. This dude was a coward. I detest this man. I would put him just under Adam Sandler.
Oh, that was the point I was going to make before you make that. The only movies I walk into with a negative mindset is Happy Madison Productions.
Okay, I see that. All right. But there's a few things that I saw in the report that were kind of questioning, like why a person brought their 3-month-old child to the Dark Knight at midnight. But
I mean,
regardless of that,
babysitter or anything for him.
Have they released? I haven't really. Have they released any more info on the guy, the shooter?
I think they've released a ton. I haven't followed it much.
Yeah, I haven't followed.
Just the crap that I saw originally, and he literally bought the whole body armor and all the weaponry and stuff like that. Bought tear gas, went in there, shot the place up.
12,000 rounds. He was gone.
Yeah, went outside. When the police arrested him, he said, "I'm the Joker."
Wait, what?
Yeah, you didn't hear about that?
No, I haven't heard about this at all.
Yeah, pretty much when they arrested him, he's like, "I'm the Joker." And he also talked about how his apartment was rigged with explosives. Like pretty much the frickin' Dark Knight movie.
Oh, you're talking about
gasoline.
that guy. I thought you were talking about like a convenience store. I was like, this happened again. Oh, I didn't hear the first part. I kind of zoned out for a bit there.
We're talking about the Aurora
I
shooting.
heard all about that, sorry.
And now people want stricter gun control in America.
I find that, okay,
Wait, hold on.
that is a
Hold on.
whole
I'm
other
going to
frickin'
throw it
discussion.
like this. They want tighter security. They want, and because of that, it's going to cost higher ticket prices.
Yeah.
He came in through the back exit door.
I mean, even if they
No, no,
had
no,
higher
no, no, no.
security,
Stop.
why did they?
He came in through the back door.
Just
Your
walks.
extra security that you should pay for is a lock from the outside of the exit door.
Yeah, that does.
That simple.
Just that simple.
It shouldn't be able to be open from the outside. I mean,
It's an
they have
exit
the
door.
technology.
Or at least an alarm
No, no,
would
no.
offer
It's
something.
it's an exit. It's an emergency exit. Why
Yeah,
do
but
people why do
they're
people get
emergency.
in from the emergency exit?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. It should have been able to only be open from the inside of the theater.
Yes. They want stricter gun control in America. The people are like, "Oh, this is such a
Some movie theaters have banned costumes.
Because of this, yeah.
I swear to God, I
Exactly.
hate
It's.
humanity.
I know it's really too.
You can
My
understand it. Like,
was like my.
if they're going in with the old Adam West Batman outfit, I can understand they'll let that slide. But if they're going in with the new Dark Knight where it looks like this heavy armor type thing, that could be kind of alarming.
But I'm trying to find. My cousin posted something really like funny on the subject that I wholeheartedly agree with. Yeah, gun control is like trying to reduce drunk driving by making it tougher for sober people to own
Yep.
cars. It's really the same thing. The guy got all the shit illegally.
Even if it's stricter gun control, if these people, I was on a forum and they were talking about this, and I said, even if these people want guns, they will get guns, and even if they can't get access to guns, you can make like deadly mustard gas with household chemicals. If people want to cause death and destruction,
Anarchist cookbook.
they,
Anarchist cookbook. It's on the internet. You can make freaking high grade explosives out of like manure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Out of
So
manure.
if people want to cause death and destruction, they will find a way than just, here's a gun, let me just shoot this place up. No, they'll find a way. There will be a way for them. You can't limit disturbed people. You can't do much for them if you don't, especially because a lot of.
I'm just wondering what the fuck happened to this guy because he was like
He was
got a
he was
bachelor's in
he was in the doctorate
neuroscience.
program for neuroscience. He was in the process of
Yeah.
quitting. And who knows? Maybe he was trying to go with some new technique to treat something, and he drove himself insane. Who knows?
This is just
You know what?
freaking
But
crazy.
it really is just summed up like this. Sometimes people snap. It happens.
Yeah.
It's like
If I got
the
normal
idiotic outrage that happens every time there's this little shit. I mean, this because honestly, this is small. A theater was shot up. All right, that's cool. There are other countries of the planet. I'm gonna throw it there. The Middle East, the Gaza Strip.
Oh, yeah.
Do you see them with tighter
Yeah.
gun control? Do you see them throwing out there all these PC idiocy ideas? No, shit happens. You deal with it and you move on. You do what you can for those affected, and life goes on.
They go after guns
You
because
can't
it's the easy
you
thing.
can't change the world because bad shit happens. It's going to happen. You just need to try and make it better. You
And the
can't be saying we need to make gun control tighter. Guess what? I actually subscribe to this thought. Maybe if one or two more people were actually packing a weapon in that theater, somebody would have gotten a nice shot in, and some people could have been saved.
in the states with the tightest
No,
gun
no, no.
control laws, they
Have
they have the
have the most crime.
highest
Have the
murders.
most crime.
Yeah,
But the thing is,
Chicago, Detroit,
but
all
the
of
thing
them.
is, like, listen, like honestly, yeah, guns. When you have guns, accidents happen with guns and it causes accidents. But in this situation, had somebody have had a gun and shot this guy, even if after he had already started shooting, people had already been killed. Many would have been hurt. Many wouldn't have been killed. People could have been saved. Even one life saved because of a gun in a gun in the area. Isn't that worth it in the end? That's
Not
somebody
to
who didn't
mention,
die.
not to mention, somebody could just a Molotov cocktail with just gasoline in a bottle and light a rag and throw it in a theater. So many more deaths and people hurt from that. They could have taken like 6 Molotov cocktails and just you're done. What the heck? Gun control does nothing to limit deaths in anywhere. I don't know why. I don't know. It's because it's the easy thing. You see a school get shot up.
Think about
It's
it.
like,
Think about
gun
it.
control.
It all goes back
Video
to
games.
it all goes back to how our politics are run right now. Basically, oh, people were shot. Let's make people happy. We're gonna tighten gun control. Elect me. Re-elect me. I did
No
this.
fags.
No fat shakes.
It's basically how our government. It's basically, you realize this is really just us. Really, it's just America that does this shit. If you look at if you watch when happens in other countries, bombs explode in London. Do you hear them crying for more gun control?
Well, no, guns are
Well,
illegal
that's
in
what
London
you know what I mean.
or in the
They
UK.
carry
They
the
all
cop carry billy clubs.
They have very
they-
strict control on a
Yeah,
lot of shit. You can't
I
talk.
guess that was kind of just my
You can't-
ignorance.
But then
Yeah,
they
you
had
can't-
the
you can't.
London bombings and all this stuff.
and the riots.
Yeah. Their mindset's very different. Like, because I mean, like with like England, like cameras are
Oh, yeah.
everywhere.
True story.
Like they are watched 24/7. And then like too, like another thing, like there's no talking and driving. Like you cannot talk on your phone and
You
drive.
can't do that here either.
There.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can. You can't
No,
text and drive.
in the state of New York, you can't be on your phone at all. If your phone is by your head, you're pulled over. Yeah,
Interesting.
they don't screw around here. If your phone is out and you're on the, if the cops are actually now trained to look for a light. If they see a dim light in your car at all while you're driving, because remember if it's by your head or not, they're gonna pull you over.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't screw around.
Okay. But a couple of things though that were kind of cool though, like Christian Bale on his own went to go visit the victims in the hospital and like the police and medical staff that have been treating them, which I thought was good. That actually shows that there is some caring within the, like Hollywood elite.
Yeah, it was nice of them. It definitely was.
More of a publicity thing, I
No.
feel.
It was.
It wasn't.
It had
wasn't.
the-
I'm not number one thing, but maybe like number 6 thing.
It's unintended publicity, if anything.
It's unintended.
I don't see him
really.
coming up. Oh, we've got to make this movie more popular. Let's go visit these victims.
Yeah, he pretty much, it was short notice. He went there, pretty much called ahead by about half a day or so, saying I'm going to come and visit some of the victims and
No paparazzi.
Yeah, pretty much the hospital staff and the people don't inform the press. And all the photos that were taken were by the public people that he visited.
Okay.
Yeah, cell phones, iPhones, stuff like that.
There are people with hearts.
So, yeah.
DA. There's no bottom
Yeah,
line.
there's actually-
I
somehow.
still
yeah.
think it was not like I said, not number 1 on the list, but still in the back of their minds, this is gonna get a couple $1 million. Christian Bale.
Well, you're just
I'm
shallow,
heartless.
DA.
Hey, man, that's why The Dark Knight was popular, because Heath Ledger died.
Yep.
I straight up believe that.
Most likely.
It's not most likely. It's what happened. It was
Alright.
so close after
Yeah.
that. That was his last performance, and overall the performance was solid. So of course,
It was not his last performance.
It was the
technically.
last
There was a
big
movie that
The
he,
Imaginarium of Dr. Phantasmagoria.
Yeah, whatever.
it's called.
whatever
Oh,
that
that's
was.
all.
Mr.
crap.
Megorium's Wonder Emporium. Is that what you're talking about?
No, it's not. It's a different movie.
Okay.
But yeah, so we have actually gone about 2
Really?
podcasts. So we have made up for last week's blunder. We've gone about an hour
Yes,
and
we
45
made
right
up
now.
for last week, so I apologize for that. I was quite drunk.
Hey,
You
Lo.
two suck.
Hey, Lo. Why haven't you uploaded that episode to the YouTube?
Uh-oh.
That is
You
true.
get
I've
on-
not done that. I've been freaking
Get on
busy,
me
man.
about Evo. You could have opened. You could have taken
Hey,
20 minutes out and opened up a tab.
I was trying to I was all focused on trying to get it freaking on Hipcast because it was not uploading for me at
Was it?
all. I literally had Hipcast open all weekend, and like every time beginning closed, oh, an error occurred. I'm like, okay, redo. An error occurred. I spent about a day and a half trying that. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna fucking switch to Mozilla. An error occurred. I'm sitting there like, what the hell? Work, damn you. But actually, BG, since your first episode is up, do you want
Plug
to
that shit.
plug your new
Everybody
podcast?
knows us. They should know about that. Oh, you know what? I've never mentioned it.
You mentioned it, I think, once briefly, but yet it's out now,
Sure,
so
if
you
you
can
want to go
actually.
check out the Gamer Gripes podcast, it's my all gaming podcast. These pieces of crap didn't want to. They were too busy.
I've got nothing to say. I would.
I wasn't
I mean, it's
asked.
like
I didn't
let
know
me
this was
know
happening.
let me know in advance
The
when
next
the
episode
episode's going to be
Guys
probably
work.
recorded, and then
Guys work. Excuse me. I don't. Unless you tell me these things, I don't know. I was not informed.
I've got
Wasn't texted. I
games.
wasn't left messages. I don't know.
I like Bayonetta. What am I gonna say?
Oh, actually, I keep forgetting. I have a picture from RTX of a Bayonetta that.
So yeah, if you want to check out the podcast, go to the Way to Pride Gaming, WOTP Gaming, or it's on iTunes. There you go.
Interesting.
Alrighty.
Anybody wants to join,
Yeah, they
contact me. Compros on YouTube or
Yeah.
Compros on Skype or Compros at Hotmail Messenger.
Or just Comp Bros anywhere. Just put it in Google and
Compose into
go
Google.
to
Yeah, they went through quite a few games on their first episode. I've listened to about half of it. I'm gonna listen to the other half sometime this week. But yes,
Oh yeah,
check
we
it out,
also
people.
got the Ustream going. Whenever we start recording, we record it live on Ustream in case anybody wants to listen in live. That's
wish I had something
Ustream
to plug.
at Gamer Gripes Podcast.
Nothing.
Ustream.tv/Gamer Gripes Podcast.
Nothing. I'm gonna work.
Alrighty.
You can
Very
plug
good, very
Burger
good.
King.
All right.
Yes, come to Burger King and
So what other movies are coming out? Just so we can mention. I know
The
Total
Born
Recall.
Oh,
something
please.
or other.
There is nothing good coming out at all for a while.
really.
the new Bourne movie.
Here I'm going to it. Just give me 3 seconds. Or so.
Expendables 2.
The new Resident Evil, the live action one. Dread.
Oh, Judge Dredd. Yeah.
Hotel Transylvania, which is
Adam Sandler.
it's a Happy Madison production. Yeah.
It's an animated vampire Adam Sandler movie.
Paranorman,
All of my money.
Taken 2, Gambit. That can't be my Gambit, can it? Oh, boo! It's not my Gambit. I don't even care anymore.
I was kind of gaming, dude.
I don't care. Gambit is my second favorite hero of all time.
Paranormal Activity 4.
I hate all Paranormal Activity.
3 wasn't too bad.
But it was still terrible.
It was about a 5, 6.
It's like a chick. Vaginal rape is as bad as anal rape. Come on, it's still bad. It's terrible. Silent Hill. Whoa, Silent Hill, really?
Yeah, they're remaking.
Interesting.
They're making a sequel to Silent Hill. The movie.
Guys, we can't forget Breaking Dawn.
Oh,
totally.
snap.
Oh, when it comes out, DA and I, because of our horrible movie thing we do, we're gonna marathon all the Twilight.
That is going to be a
And
nightmare.
we're gonna go watch.
See, I'm scared just with how DA became a fan of ponies.
He's gonna
just
go
by
Team
watching
Edward.
it.
He's
I'm
gonna go
scared.
Team Edward.
I've already seen all of the Twilight movies up until
Breaking Dawn Part 2.
Breaking Dawn Part 2.
Oh shit! And then pretty much I was looking at the end of the year.
We got
Hobbit
Wreck-It
comes out.
Ralph.
Who cares?
We got Wreck-It Ralph.
Twilight.
I don't care about The Hobbit because I've never been a Lord of the Rings fan.
Hobbit should be really good.
The Great
Yeah.
Gatsby, really? And that's pretty much it.
Django Unchained. It's a
I'm not sure. I know what's her face. Why can't I think of her name? I just saw it. Perks of Being a Wallflower. Just any Harry Potter fans. I think it's like Emma Watson's first.
007. I forgot about that. Yes.
That's coming out this year.
November 9th.
Oh shit! It is. I'll definitely be seeing that too. But yeah, just like for any Harry Potter fans, Emma Watson's first like big movie outside of Harry Potter, Perks of Being a Wallflower is coming out.
Anna coming. Oh, yeah. I saw Keira Knightley. Final destination.
Alrighty, so yeah, I think that is going to end this giant ass
Yeah, really,
episode.
this is a big one.
Dark Knight is terrible.
Yeah,
That's
this is
why.
a huge.
We spent 80 minutes ranting that crap.
God, I think that was a worse rant on DA's part than the Clint
That was
Ad
really
rant.
just me getting everything out because with me and BG, surprisingly, it was rather simple. We were just, you know what they could have done? They could have done this. But when someone
It's because neither of us liked it.
yeah, when you were like, I liked it, that kind of flipped a switch. I was like, okay.
I'm gonna kill
I
this
went
guy.
proceed mode on you. Okay.
I think the title of the episode is Mr. 7.5. Because what do you think, Mr. 7.5? I think that is going to be the title. But all right, we will be back next week. Hope if we can keep a semblance of a schedule, we will be back next week, probably with another editing topic. We haven't got to editing in a little while, so see you all next week.
Laters.
Later.